You can tackle all your NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Guys, we learned last week that the HBO Hard Knocks cameras have made their way to Berea. They got some footage from the Steelers game and some of the lead up to that. They'll be there all week again, leading up to the game against the Broncos. And then on December 3rd, the series officially begins. They're featuring the entire AFC North. The Browns, obviously, part of that. Are you excited for this, or considering the season the Browns have had, are you not excited to see whatever the HBO cameras can unveil from behind the scenes in Berea?
Unveil? Did you just? I thought he said unveil.
Unveil. Sorry, unveil. I'm rusty. I had 2 days off.
Rough crowd here, man. Rough crowd.
No, listen, Bull's always on it. And then I look at him and we're done.
They could unveil some things, yeah.
But can they unveil some things?
They could definitely unveil
They might unveil some veal parmesan.
Have you ever had the veal parmesan? I like the way Mike, I like the way you wrote that question because like when I read it, I'm like, no, I'm not excited. I'm not. That's the level of apathy I've hit.
Excited, no. Interested, yes.
Interested is the word.
Yeah.
I am very interested, but excited. I was excited when they came here before the season a number of years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Hugh Jackson
my
looks
excitement about this season is gone. The only drama for me is what will Jameis look like the rest of the way.
Only reason I'm here is for 400 yards.
Right.
I'm trying to see 400 yards in young guys. Kadarius Toney, are you somebody? What are we gonna get from Cedric Tillman? Can I see a Zach
I don't know
Zenner?
Cedric Tillman's going to play this week.
Jerry Jeudy, can he get 1,000
Still
yards?
in protocol, right?
Tillman is still in protocol.
So yeah, I'm all for the stats at this point.
Might we see if Tillman doesn't play this week? Might we finally see? I forgot
Jamar
his name. He
Thrash.
hasn't played.
Yeah, Thrash.
He does have one catch. He got a catch 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
And they did one reverse to Kadarius
Go
Toney. They got
back and
blew up.
listen to Andrew Berry's comments about Thrash when we drafted him.
What did he say? I don't remember. Loved him.
Glowing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, did he forget how to play football? We haven't developed him.
No.
He already was at a very, very high level. And I just keep hearing those comments back in my head like, who was he talking about?
In fairness to Thrash, he's a late round pick. Late round picks don't often make an impact in their rookie year at wide receiver.
Let me ask you this question, Dustin.
Yeah.
Because me as a person looking outside, looking in, get frustrated. Have you ever had a teammate who, like, he was either a young guy or just an undrafted guy that was, like, everybody knew was good? Mm-hmm. You're like, this kid is why is he not playing? Like, does that trickle down to your level where you're like, why don't coach ever put him in the game? This guy's dynamite. Or is it something that they're doing that is prohibiting them from getting on the field, or just sometimes it's a numbers game?
It's a great question. The answer to that is yes, 100%. You see guys all the time. In the 5 years I spent in the NFL on rosters, there were undrafted players, late round picks on every team that the veterans, young guy, didn't matter. Everyone on the team knew, like, that guy's a beast. Like, that guy should be playing, but he's undrafted. There were guys, and I've told Adam this because we Adam and I have been together for a long time and spent a lot of time together talking about certain things. There were players that, like, literally probably should have started for our team, like a receiver, and I knew because I played corner. And so I'm going up against the starters. I'm going up against the undrafted free agents. And a lot of those guys, the opportunity just never presented itself because you had a receiver who's making, $12 million.
That's crazy.
It is
You'd
crazy.
think a coach
would always play the best guys.
play the best guys.
Always.
Not always the coach's decision.
But it's the general manager that has skin in the game. The GMs, you know it in baseball, they hold on to these guys longer than they should. Same with football. For a long time, Andrew Berry, I think 3 years before he cut any of his draft picks. Yeah. Like, some of those sucked. And we knew they sucked from day one. But you hold on to them.
So my buddy Ryan Hogue, we had him on the show one time.
Yeah.
Receiver, and he was Mr. Irrelevant with the Vikings.
Oh, wow.
And he played at Augustine College or Augustine Stanford,
Division III school
up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he was the fastest receiver I've ever guarded. Like, he was excellent in practice all the time. and never made a roster. Oh, actually did. He got on 2 games, but that was it. Never played. And it's one example, but there are
a lot of those.
I have like 3-4 guys on every team.
What's the quarterback with the Bills again? I keep forgetting.
Jabron Hamden.
Jabron Hamden, right.
Who played at Indiana, ironically, and was an okay college quarterback, but he was way better than everyone we had in Buffalo. I'm not saying he would have been like a legit starter across the league, but like for what we had in Buffalo, like he was better than Trent Edwards.
Did you ever play on a team where the coaching staff, because I wouldn't expect the general manager would do this, but where the coaching staff would call in the defensive backs and ask for advice on roster decisions on the wide receivers? Because that's the position that I think, I love when wide receivers talk about DBs they've gone against and the other way around. Because that is mano a mano, and oftentimes you don't have help and you're on an island. And I always thought that you guys know better than anyone who the threats are at wide receiver on your own team.
It's kind of funny. I was doing this Akron game this week, last night, and we had a conference call with the coaches, as we always do before games. And there's a receiver on Akron who I was curious about because he's having a really good year. And I asked the defensive coordinator of Akron. I said, "What's this guy like in practice? Did you know he was going to be this good? Does he tear you guys up in practice when you're going?" And so yes, to your point. As a player, I played corner, so the receivers I could give an evaluation. Did the coaches ever ask me? Hell no, they didn't ask me.
Yeah,
right.
I think it makes too much sense.
Maybe they should.
Did they ask the DB coach?
Maybe they did. I don't know. But I mean, no one's bringing me in and be like, "Hey, I saw the one-on-ones today. Do you think this guy's pretty good?" I mean, that just doesn't happen.
It's a shame it doesn't.
Ain't that right?
That's why Andy Reid, when I watched the behind the scenes of the quarterback show, when he has an open door policy and says, "Bring me your play." Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we'll talk over it. If I like it, we'll implement it.
Andy Reid is essentially the GM there as well.
That is,
he has more power than other coaches to do that.
But
he's also open-minded. Ideas come from all corners.
He's open-minded enough to be able to say, "Hey, you guys are my eyes and ears. You guys play the game.
Yeah.
Let me hear." I just think
but we are so impatient with head coaches. Like Andy Reid might not have been that way his first 2 years in the league. We don't know.
You know what I love though? When Sean was talking about the difference between system and scheme, that's a fascinating conversation that I don't know that I've heard very much conversation about. And it was interesting when he said, and he used Andy Reid as the example, Andy Reid has schemes. Everybody else has systems. And what's fascinating about that is, that's factual. Andy Reid has won in a variety of ways just during his years in Kansas City. He's won where he's said to Patrick, "Here's the ball, do whatever you need to do." And now where Patrick is 18 touchdowns, 11 picks, he's like, okay, we can't rely on that anymore because the defense has good players too.
They have a unique way of seeing talented players and then saying, okay, what way can I use this talented player? Not which way can I put this talented player
Kareem Hunt.
In my system that's rigid. Like, no, that's why they play. That's why, even you go back and look at Belichick and Brady. They won every way possible. They won with guys playing two ways like Brown and Vrabel. They won by having a crazy defense with all those guys up front. They won by having two tight ends with Gronk and Hernandez. They won by having Wes Welker and short guys like that.
Yeah.
They won every way possible because they were like, look, just give me the players. If you give me the players, I'm going to find a way to cook a good meal up. It's going to be, it may not be Italian, but
that's scheming.
But I'm going to burst your bubble again because in the end, they don't win without Tom Brady and the Chiefs don't win without Patrick Mahomes. That's simple.
It's the combination of the coach and the quarterback, but I do think the point
talent.
is,
obviously, the talent around them is important.
Sure, it's very important.
The Bengals don't have enough talent on defense.
I don't think the Chiefs win without Travis Kelce.
Joe Burrow.
So I'll say this. If you swapped Andy Reid and you put him on the Bengals will probably win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I would think they could.
Certainly be in the playoffs.
Yes. They'd be in the Super Bowl.
I don't think Zach Taylor's a very good coach.
It kind of matters. Like, hey, if you took Andy Reid and you put him over with Josh Allen,
the two dynasties of our lifetime have done it with all-time elite quarterback talent and all-time elite tight end talent. That's the formula.
I don't know about the tight
why
end
not?
part of that.
When
that
in
could
New
just
England,
be coincidental.
It is?
I don't know that I buy the tight end
Does
part.
New England win all their Super Bowls without Gronk or Hernandez?
No.
Does Kansas City win their Super Bowls?
Well, they won without Hernandez.
One. No. In the whole stretch of it, yes,
Are we
they
talking about
did.
just the last 20 years?
Well, yeah, because that's what it goes back to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the tight end position, to your point, has changed. I mean, they become unicorns.
Well, Bill Belichick did that. Bill said, not only am I going to have one All-World, I'm going to take Aaron Hernandez and team him with Gronk, and now you guys go cover that.
The two tight ends, yeah. I mean,
So it's
those guys are
interesting.
mismatches.
I'm just pointing out that one of the commonalities between the two dynasties in our lifetime, well, in the latter half of our lifetimes, have had those components.
But
all-time elite quarterback talent, all-time elite tight end talent.
I just don't buy that I think the tight end's coincidental, but I guess
Maybe coincidental.
I think more than anything,
Yeah.
you have all-time great coaches that can say, "Hey, I can win anyway." And some years, I watched the Patriots play the Rams, and they won by 2 points. The Patriots couldn't move the ball at all.
Right.
But they found a way to win in a different style way.
There's also another commonality to those two dynasties, and that's great coaches.
Yes, very good coaches.